Brittany, how much did you spend on your house?
Oh, hello. Sorry, that's kind of a sudden question, Lucille.
Yes, well, you were the only one I thought to ask. Anyways, it's not like it's your house anyways, right?
Sorry. What is it that you want? I don't quite get what you're getting at.
All I'm saying is that you sure live in a great house, don't you? You must be really, really grateful to Terry, I imagine.
Right. Yeah, I do suppose it is a nice house.
Well, anyways, I am only messaging you to tell you that I will be moving in with you two next month.
Excuse me?
Well, the house is brand new, right? I mean, it was built not that long ago. So last time I went to visit the two of you, I had the bright idea that I would move in. I thought to myself, I could die in this house.
You thought what? Is this supposed to be some kind of joke or something? Lucille, I am really sorry, but you cannot just decide something like that on your own without talking it over with us first. Please, this is a house that Terry and I have really had our hopes set on for a while now. I would really prefer not to have it tied to such a dark thought like your death.
Wow, you really are a rude one, aren't you? Do you think I am just going to drop dead once I pass through the doors or something? Of course I want to do some living there before I pass. And I thought the house was just so lovely, so that's why I will be moving in.
But, Lucille, if you come to live here, what will happen to your old house? Aren't there so many memories of you and your late husband there that you want to preserve?
Oh, that place. I'm just going to sell it, of course. I've already found a potential buyer and we are negotiating a deal for the sale.
What? Wow, that was fast. So, you don't think you'll have any second thoughts about letting go of such a sentimental place?
No, not really. After all, sentimental or not, the house is old and I can't go on living there without some major renovations. At first, I thought that I would just try and push the house off onto Carl and his wife, but it turns out it's easier to just sell it.
You were seriously thinking about pushing a whole house onto your own children?
Well, I was thinking about it, but then I remembered that Carl has never been good with money, and that if I could find a real estate agent who could sell the house for a good price instead, then I might as well dump the house on him.
Should you really be talking about such a precious place like that with terms like dumping?
Anyways, that is the situation as it stands, which is why I'll be moving in with you and Terry instead.
I am really sorry, but this isn't something that either of us have discussed with each other, and isn't something that you can just decide on your own.
And of course, I am going to be taking the best room as my bedroom.
I am sorry, but the only place we really have that you could stay would be on a mattress in the living room.
Oh no, of course not. I'll be taking the master bedroom.
Lucille, I am being serious. You cannot just declare that you are going to be moving into my house. You are starting to upset me. I am putting my foot down and saying no.
Well, that decision isn't really up to you anyways, now is it? Besides, Terry has already told me that it is fine if I move in, so…
What? Did he really say it was okay?
That's right. He really did. Obviously, he is much closer with his mother than he is with you. As it should be. I already got his permission to move in long ago.
Terry! What is all this about with your mom? Is she serious?
Oh, I'm really sorry. I was hoping that I would be able to talk to you about it at home before she said anything. I take it you're not really happy right now?
Of course I'm not happy right now, Terry. How could you just tell her that it's okay if she moves in with us without even talking to me first?
You do remember that it wasn't that long ago that she fell down some stairs and broke some bones, right?
Please. Even the doctor said that it was just a sprain. Of course, your mom tried to play it up as if it was as bad as a broken bone, though.
Well, look, either way, it really worried me, and I want her to live somewhere I can keep a better eye on her. You know that Carl has too many kids to be able to have any time to go and check on her.
Well, did you hear that your mom is selling her house?
That's fine. It's really not what's important right now. How about we just try and live together with her? If things go really badly, then we can find another solution. I promise that I'll do my best to make sure this doesn't become a burden for you.
Well, it kind of already is. I mean, I thought that we were moving into our new place together as a couple. And for that all to change all of a sudden. I'm just really upset right now, okay?
I understand, honey. And I really am sorry it all had to happen like this. But it's just that I'm the oldest son, and I can't help but feel some responsibility to take care of my mom now that she is getting older and Dad's gone. I mean, he died so much sooner than any of us thought. It was so unplanned for. I'm also worried that my mom is just really lonely in that house with all those memories.
Oh, Terry. I know that you didn't do any of this to hurt me, and that you have a big heart. But now that you've gone and decided things this way, you've made me come off as the bad guy here. I understand the choice you made and your mom can live with us. But if anything happens, I want you to think about my feelings as well.
Yes, of course I will. Thank you so much. You don't know how much this means to me.
Brittany, when are you finally going to be moving out? Excuse me? You do know that this is my house that you're living in, don't you?
Look, I know this house is good. I really like it too. But the thing is, you being here is ruining the whole experience for me.
Is that right? I'm ruining your experience? Is that supposed to be like a punchline for a really bad joke? Because I don't find what you're saying entertaining or funny in the slightest.
Of course I'm not joking. It's just that I was just recently thinking that this house is mine. And yet it doesn't really feel like mine. And I was trying to figure out why that was.
What did you just say? I am sorry, but you are sorely mistaken. This house isn't yours. It's mine.
Anyways, I thought long and hard and realized that the reason it didn't feel like my house is because there was some outsider that I didn't want living here.
An outsider? Is that how you are referring to yourself now?
Don't get smart with me, young woman. I am clearly talking about you right now. That is why I want you to leave and never come back to this house.
You can't be serious right now.
Anyways, I already changed the locks on all the doors.
You did what?
The locks, Brittany. Your key won't even work to get you inside the house anymore. Do you understand?
You have got to be kidding me right now. In fact, this better be some kind of sick joke or else I'm about to get really upset with you.
And just what do you think you have the right to be getting upset about? After all, the only reason that you're living in such a nice place is because my sweet little Terry pays for everything and lets you live here. You would do best not to forget your real place in all of this. So don't even bother coming home. Do you understand me? It's Terry's name on the mortgage, so no matter how you look at it, you are the outsider here with no claim on this place.
All right then. Go ahead and get out then.
What do you mean by that?
I mean that if anyone is the outsider here, it is most definitely you, Lucille.
No. Don't try and fight this. It is obviously you. This house belongs to Terry, and I am Terry's mother. You're the outsider!
Look, Lucille, I don't know where you got your information from, but this house belongs to me. All the documents are in my name. Do you understand?
What are you even talking about now?
Okay, let's start from the beginning. You do know that Terry works under me at my company, don't you?
What kind of nonsense are you trying to sell me right now?
I mean that Terry is an employee at the company which I created.
The company that you created? What are you talking about?
I am pretty sure we already went over this 3 years ago when we got married. I honestly have no idea why you are acting like this is news to you. But anyways, the house belongs to me. And I want the outsider that has been living there out. And just to be clear, I am, of course, talking about you. So please get a grip and get out of my house.
You're a liar. You honestly think I am going to believe any of this? You think you can fool me into thinking that you have your own company? I mean, you're just a woman. That's not a woman's job.
Lucille, do you even hear yourself? Nobody thinks like that anymore. And I will have you know that more than half of the staff employed at my company are women. I married Terry because I like who he is as a person. But I don't use my position to advance his career or prioritize him when it comes to work. I pay my workers fairly for their work, man or woman. And though you might hate to hear it, I make a lot more than Terry does.
Wait a second. So then, you really do own this house?
Yes. That is what I have been trying to explain to you. So you see how ludicrous it is for you to think you can barge in here and kick me out of my own home.
No. I promise it wasn't that. This whole thing is just one big misunderstanding.
It isn't. In fact, this is the perfect chance for me to do something I've wanted to do for a long time. Now, please leave my house.
Wait, Brittany. Hold on for just 1 second. Isn't this a bit much?
What is a bit much? Do you think you were the only one upset at having to share this house with an outsider? I mean, those are your own words, aren't they? Well, I have been upset having to share my home with a certain outsider named Lucille.
But Terry told me it was okay if I came to live here. And he would never let you kick me out. After all, his love for me is much bigger than it is for you.
Actually, I was talking to Terry on the phone not that long ago. And yes, you're right. He was very upset.
See? I told you that you could never kick me out without losing him.
When you first moved here, Terry and I made an agreement that if there were problems that arose from you living here, that we would do what I thought was best for the situation. And after explaining to him about you, it seems your doting son has finally lost the patience he once had for you.
You're not saying what I think you're saying, are you?
I am afraid I am.
You can't honestly intend to just cast me out and leave me to fend for myself, can you?
I think the phrase is, you reap what you sow.
What are you talking about?
I am talking about the mess you have made of my home life for the past month. Honestly, you should be grateful that I haven't done this much sooner. But then you tried to run me out of my own home. To be honest, I was a bit surprised at first. I mean, it takes some serious nerve to try and kick someone out of their own home after you barge in.
Is that supposed to be a compliment?
No, Lucille. No, it is not. And to go so far as to change all the locks on a house that wasn't even yours. Well, I imagine it is probably too late to change them all back now. So I will probably have to replace them all. Again. But don't worry. You'll be getting the bill for it in the mail.
But I was going to ask Terry to pay for all the work I did to replace them in the first place. Oh, man. You really are another kind of stupid, aren't you? I mean, you must really think that the world revolves around you, don't you? Of course I don't. Don't be ridiculous.
You really thought you were going to make us pay for you changing all of the locks on our house? Wow. I mean, that is some next-level ego you have. Does your neck ever hurt from how big your head is?
I'm not going to sit here and let you talk to me like this.
Well, the good news is that you don't have to sit here and listen to anything. The only thing that you need to do is get out of my house. Neither Terry nor I have any intention of letting you stay here any longer.
But This is my home now. You can't just kick me out of the place where I live.
No, it is not your home. And you are going to go back to your old place and move back in with Carl and his family.
Are you crazy? They have 5 kids. I wouldn't even have a place to sleep if I moved back there now.
I guess it's better than being on the streets, though, isn't it?
This isn't a game, Brittany. And I refuse to play along. I won't go.
Well then, I guess it's a good thing I called around and found a good senior home for you.
Excuse me. You did what?
I mean, you are lucky to have me, a business owner, as your daughter-in-law. I don't know many other people who would pay to have their mother-in-law taken care of at a retirement home. If I were you, I would be on my knees thanking me for what I'm doing for you.
What are you even talking about? What is all this about a retirement home? I won't ever go and live in a place like that. I'll lose my freedom.
Okay then. You are more than welcome to try and move to some other place with your own savings then. Because if you want my support, it's this or nothing. Especially after the way you forced your way into my new house and made a mess of everything. I haven't had a peaceful moment to myself in this house since you moved in. I have half a mind to report you to the police for changing the locks, by the way. Moving out is probably your best choice right now, if I am being honest.
Please, Brittany. There is no need for that kind of talk. Can't we just make up and start all over? I realize that I may have been overstepping my bounds a little, and I am sorry for that.
We are so well past the point of saying sorry and putting it behind us. Both Terry and I are completely out of patience with you. So enjoy your new life at the retirement home, Lucille.
Please, you can't just leave me behind like this. I'll be so lonely there.
I don't want to hear it. Just a moment ago, you told me that you changed all the locks in my house so that you could try and kick me out. I guess you'll just have to get used to your new life at the old folks' home. Enjoy your new life! Lucille went so far as to change the locks to try to kick Brittany out, but instead got kicked out herself after finding out who really owned the house. Even Terry lost his temper and flipped out at Lucille for all of her selfishness. Brittany was true to her word and paid for Lucille's moving expenses, but didn't tell her that Lucille was being sent to a retirement home all the way across the country. Lucille can't stand her new life there and is trying to find a way to move out and bother her children again. I hear that it's not going very well, though. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.